It's raining outside. Did you notice it's raining outside? Okay, well it's not raining. It was raining outside. It's supposed to be raining a lot. We're getting some residual hurricane weather. So that's going to be fun. At least it cooled things down. At least it's not as uncomfortably hot as it has been here recently. That's nice. That's nice. Let me just adjust my little microphone here. Okay. Okay. I hope you know that I'm making a great sacrifice right now because the Rockets Thunder game is on in the other room, and I'm not in there watching it because I've come in here to help, to talk about some things and discuss some writing with you, and that has taken. That is, it's hurt my soul, but I think we can. I'll be all right. I got plenty more soul to go around. Hello, and again, hello and welcome. We are now in week 3. I don't know. Time has no meaning in virus days. It feels like week 3, which means that we have turned in Essay 1, right? We are done with Essay 1. We don't have to work on it anymore. We don't have to worry about it anymore. It's free of our minds. We can celebrate and crack open a cold one of lemonade and just relax and think about the next paper that we have coming up before too long. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to say congratulations. I'm very proud of you for turning in your papers. And don't, what is it? Is it the Pink Floyd line? Run, rabbit, run. Dig that hole, catch the sun. When at last the work is done, don't sit down. It's time to dig another one. Let's dig another one. So, real quick. So Essay 1 has been turned in. It has not been graded yet. It's my job over the next couple days to get those graded and input into Moodle. So I can promise you this, that by the end of this week, by Friday of this week, I will have all of the essays graded and returned back to you with comments. So you won't have to wait too long for those. I can't do an instant turnaround because there's just too much, but I will have it done pretty soon, relatively quickly. We also had, here, let's take a look. Let's take a look at something. Last week, week 2, we also had a discussion question here and an individual activity, right? I've already returned the individual activity to you. That was the rough draft. So the only thing we had left to worry about was this discussion question here. And from what I'm seeing, and again, I haven't gotten into grading each one yet, but from what I'm seeing, we've done a much better job of keeping up with deadlines and getting things turned in on time. So I thank you for that. Thank you. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it that way. Let's focus on those deadlines going forward and not have any more of these lateness issues. In week 3. Here we are in week 3. So we are beginning Essay 2 here. This is the informative essay. This is the essay where we will gather information and present that information to the reader. I'm shaking the desk. Without making any sort of judgment on it, right? We are not presenting a position. We are not trying to convince the reader of anything, really. We're just saying, here is the information that I have found. Make of it what you will, right? Read through this and decide for yourself what you think about it, right? That's Essay 2. And whereas Essay 1 had a 2-week turnaround, we have a little more time on this one. We have 3 weeks to get this one in. If you look at Moodle, I'm not going to point at the screen. If you look at Moodle right here, see here, we have lesson 1 week. No, that's right. Yeah, so Unit 2, Lesson 1, Unit 2, Lesson 2, and Unit 2, Lesson 3. So we have 3 full weeks to get this done, which is great, right? That gives us a little more time to work, but it also means that there will be more that goes into this paper. There will be more required of you to put together a competent, academic, good paper for this class. So we have a little more time to do that. Now, let's see. This week, here's what I'm thinking. I had threatened at the beginning of this semester, I had threatened to do a live stream sometime. And I'm thinking it might happen. It might happen. Maybe Thursday, right? Tentatively Thursday is what I'm looking at right now. And what I plan on doing is sitting down and starting fresh, as if I was a student and it's time to write this paper. So I sit down and I brainstorm and I come up with some ideas, and then I start doing some research, looking for sources, looking for information. And I could, by doing that on a live stream with just as many of you joining me as you would like, I think that's a good opportunity for me to demonstrate to you how I would go about gathering this information, where I would go, and where I would avoid to get good information for this paper, right? I'm thinking Thursday right now, and if I do, I'll definitely let you know through an email beforehand, and if I don't, I'll still let you know if I've changed my mind. But right now, I'm thinking about that. Okay, so what do we have this week? I think there was something else. Hold on. There was something else I was going to tell you. What was it? I don't know. It'll come to me. Anyway, so we have our normal Moodle page here with the objectives and the lesson objectives and the learning focus. These are all, just fancy teacher words for what you should be, you should know after it. At the end of this, these are the things that we hope that we got across to you. We have our table, as always, with some chapters for reading. And again, I don't think I've stressed this enough in previous weeks, but these chapter selections that this table gives to you are priceless, right? They will help you so much with the writing process. They will go over, look here, critical reading, rhetorical analysis, the research process, finding and using outside sources, for writing a good thesis, drafting, those types of things. So I strongly encourage you, back at my old job, when the boss wanted us to do something but couldn't require us to do it legally, he would strongly encourage everyone to do it, but we know what that meant. I would strongly encourage you to read these chapters as you're going through these weeks, because they really will help. We have, coming down here, readings. So here is the assignment sheet for Essay 2. Now, I don't want to look at this too closely right now. We have 3 weeks to do this paper, and there is a smaller writing assignment due this week that I would rather focus on. So I just want you to know that the assignment sheet for Essay 2 is here under week 3, as well as the rubric that I will use to grade it. And then again, here are your textbook selections for you. But what I want to focus on tonight are the 2 assignments that you'll be responsible for this week. Those are 1 discussion question and 1 small writing assignment. Let's look at this discussion question first. Now, what do we look at first? What do we pay attention to first? The date on it, the due date on it, the initial post. The first post that you will make is due 9/3 by midnight. That is Thursday. You must have it in Moodle under this activity initially by Thursday at midnight. If it's not there, I can't give you credit for it. Don't make me do that. And then responses are due by Saturday. Is that right? 9/5, yes. The responses are due by Saturday. So, what are we doing? Let's read here. We need to access the source you will use for your textual analysis. You know what? I just remembered what it was, that the other thing I was going to talk about. My dog went in the room. That's not what you're going to write about. That's just happening behind me. So what is the topic for this essay? I can't tell you that, because I'm not giving you a topic for this essay. You are finding your own topic for this essay. We will formulate conclusions and analyze issues or problems surrounding a topic. So, this doesn't have to be a controversial topic, but it can be. You are to identify a major topic, a major issue, a major conversation in the world today, and then research it, and then present information about that thing to the reader. If we scroll down here to suggested prompt, so this says, write an informative essay informing an audience of how a particular belief has had a positive or negative global or societal impact. That's an idea. You can choose a belief structure and look at the benefits of it or the detriments of it on society. You are to inform readers about the history of the belief and its impact. And again, we are to balance those three elements of good essay writing: ethos, pathos, and logos, right? Using pathos to connect the reader to the issue, letting the reader know that we actually also care about it. Logos to explain the scope of the belief, and ethos to build our credibility by citing trustworthy sources. We will talk about good sources in another video coming up pretty soon, but trustworthy sources. So at the end of our paper, we will end up drawing a conclusion about the positive or negative impact on the community. And again, will not be an argument. You shouldn't try to convince anyone of anything in this paper. It's difficult to eliminate all biases when we're writing something, because especially if we care about it, then we want to tell people about it, and we want to tell people why we care about it, and we want to tell people why it's good or why it's bad. We need to resist that temptation for this paper, right? You need to look at this more as a news article than a personal essay. Here's the information. Okay, that's all we need to do. So, I have gotten a few emails about topic for this essay. I don't have a topic for this essay. Hang on. Perhaps I do. Perhaps I can help you. If we come up here to Great Resources, the second option here, and we come down here, let's see. I know there used to be some suggestions in here for that might work. That might work. This one here. Gale in context of opposing viewpoints. Let's see what this is. Let's take a look. Take a peek. Take a gander. Take a view. Take a squint. Other words that mean look. Okay, here we go. Ownership of exotic animals. Gosh, that sounds familiar. That's almost something. It's almost like it's something that happened really close in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. I can't think of what it is. Kings and exotic men named Joseph. Quarantine and isolation measures. That's pretty topical. We can look at the virus. We can look at the different measures that it has been dealt with around the world. We can look at successes and failures of those different measures, and maybe, present an overall view of how these different countries have treated the virus and the circumstances around it, and how that's turned out. Race relations is a very, very strong topic right now. A lot of people are having very spirited and very strong conversations about race relations right now. So there is a wealth of information that you could find about that. But if you keep scrolling down, look, there's all these different ideas. Nanotechnology, China, nuclear weapons, equal rights amendment, air pollution, all these different topics. 482 of them, in fact. So that would be my suggestion. If you have nothing in mind, then check out this opposing viewpoints. Again, it's under great resources here, and scroll all the way down to the bottom almost. It's right here. Okay? So that is a starting place. We can choose something and at least get started thinking about it. Now, what is due this week? There are two things due this week. The discussion question I've already discussed, which again, the initial post is due Thursday. Today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days from now. 3 days, that's more than 2, and one less than. This is not math class. I ran out of fingers. The other thing we're doing is this textual analysis, okay? If you click on this, turn in an assignment right here, it's going to tell you very little about this textual analysis assignment, other than it's worth 50 points, and it is due September 7th. When is September 7th? That is next Monday. Is that right? Yes. That's due Monday. That's due 1 week from today. So that's a little bit off of our normal week-to-week due dates, but it's due Monday. So what is it? What is it? What do we do? Well, on that same page, right above that link where you would turn it in, are these 3 options here. The writing assignment, the terminology, and the rubric that I'll use to grade it. This first one here, the writing assignment, looks like this. It looks just like our major essay assignment sheets. It's only worth 5% of your overall grade, so it's quite a bit less serious than the major essays, but we still need to do a good job on it. We will critically read a text, right? This is not an essay. This is a short writing assignment, and I'll tell you about that here in just a sec. We need to have a brief introduction that tells the author what the text is. We need to have a paragraph or two that summarizes the author's claims, what the text says. We need to have a couple paragraphs that evaluate the type and quality of evidence used. So if the author writes an essay and then uses, uses magazine articles as evidence, well, that's one thing. If they use Reddit as evidence, well, that's a whole different thing. We need to evaluate the worth of those sources and how they were used in whatever you read, the text that you read. And then finally, a conclusion that reinforces the claim or thesis of the paper. Right? So we're stating a thesis here, and basically all this thesis needs to be real easy for this assignment. This thesis needs to be either the author was successful in making his point, or the author was unsuccessful in making their point. That's it. That's all we need to do. Read the text, decide how we feel about it, if we think it's successful or unsuccessful in what it tries to do, in the message it tries to get across, and then react to that in this paper. Now, we will have sources. We will have at least one source on this paper because we have to refer to the text that we read, right? This is due Sunday. Excellent. Okay. On Thursday, when I do my maybe sort of kind of live stream on Twitch. I say Twitch because this is the first thing I think. I could do YouTube Live. I might do YouTube Live. That might be easier. I don't know how the comment section works on. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I will talk about how to find sources, how to determine what are good sources and what are bad sources. I'll talk about that because that's not an easy thing to do for new writers who are unfamiliar with this process, who are unfamiliar with the databases that OCCC has. It's not easy to know where to look to find these things. So if you have time to tune in, then I will help you with that. If not, then I will probably just record that live stream. I'll try to figure that out, but I'll record the live stream somehow and post it, and so you can watch it another time. All right, so this is going to be MLA format, just like all of our major papers in this class. It's going to be 350 to 550 words. How long is that? How long is that? Well, look at this. This is a paper that I wrote in 2013 for my graduate English course, Literature of the American West. It's double-spaced. It's not in Courier because, God help us, it's not in Courier. And it's about 4 pages long. This assignment, this textual analysis assignment that you will do will not be 4 pages long. I wanted to show you this because if we come over here to this page 2, you can see the whole page is full of text. If you highlight all that and come down here to the bottom, right down here, this page is 350 words. So, your assignment, when you turn it in, needs to be at least 1 full page, right? That's not including the identifying information up here, which you will need. It needs to be at least this much content and probably a little bit more to get over that 350. But that's how long this is going to be. It's going to be at least a full page of content and probably a little bit more for this assignment. And then a works cited page as well. Again, you know, the more I think about this, the more I think Thursday's stream is probably going to be focused on this assignment only. I think that's going to help us better. And then next week I can do another one about the full essay itself. Yeah, I might do that. We might do that. We might do that. So again, this assignment sheet is right here on week 3 in Moodle. So you can know what this assignment should be. And then this next one here, terminology, just very quickly goes over some terminology that we need to know for this kind of assignment. How am I doing on time? Am I doing on time? Oh, it's so long. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm wasting time. A claim and evidence, right? So the claim is where we say, I believe this, or things are this way, right? Statements are either true or false. Just value and judgment and policy. A statement to be justified or upheld, okay, is the main idea or position that you plan to present in an argument. That's the claim. And then evidence is the thing that you bring in to support that claim. This claim is true because I have all this evidence saying it is, right? You should believe this evidence because I have all this claim. You should believe this claim because I have all this evidence to support it from good sources, trustworthy sources, right? So, the discussion question is due Thursday of this week. The writing assignment is due next Monday of next week. Okay. There's still something I was going to say. I'll let you go. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I'll send out an email about the live stream. However I figure out how to do it, I'll send out an email probably tomorrow to give you a little bit of notice. And my ideas for these live streams are, they are not required. You are not going to be penalized if you can't make it. But I think having an interactive live class, essentially, would be good, would be helpful for some of us. So I'm going to try to do that. We have 3 weeks to work on this paper. Do not wait until the end of next week to get started on your paper. Don't hamstring yourself, right? Don't make it much more difficult on yourself than it needs to be. Pace yourself, take your time, keep up with the assignments, and it's going to be easier than otherwise. Okay. One last thing. I think to my emails, deadlines, make sure we're paying attention to deadlines. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Okay. Always a pleasure. Always this wonderful back and forth that you and I have. It's the highlight of my evening. Maybe. I'm going to go watch some basketball. So I will send you an email about Thursday and hopefully see you then. So good night, goodbye.